Elon Musk has just issued a warning to Bill Gates. Quote, if Gates hasn't fully closed out the crazy short position he has held against Tesla for around 8 years, he had better do so soon. By the way, crazy short position is an understatement. Bill Gates is one of the dumbest humans on earth, at least in terms of his ability to read the room. All of the virtue signaling the guy's done, supposed charity work, the guy's worth like $100 billion. Clearly doesn't need any more money. So why on earth would he have had an active short position against Tesla, claiming that he was doing so based on the advice of one of his financial and or investment advisors? Does he not understand the amount of reputational harm actively betting against a company that's done more for sustainable energy than any other by miles? The reputational harm caused here for the potential possibility, maybe, of making a bit of money? Oh my God, he's so dumb. So the real question though, does Elon Musk know something? I mean, he is, of course, the leader of Tesla, and he is strongly advising Bill Gates that his financial anus may be ruined if he doesn't fully close out his Tesla short position soon. Perhaps, per this post from back in September, bro's got a speed run $8.5 trillion, isn't he? Musk having a field day on X recently, posting game on Robotaxis in response to this from Jeff Dean, who wrote, exciting expansion, Waymo now serves the whole San Francisco Bay Area Peninsula from SF to San Jose and is taking riders on freeways. So well done. Big expansion here. It's taken a long time to get there, but this is amazing stuff. We now have some back and forth, some tit for tat, and I wouldn't want to bet against one of the world's most competitive motherfuckers. Of course, Robotaxi and rapid expansions probably got nothing at all to do with Musk strongly warning Bill Gates to get out of his Tesla short position, right? And there's more to this story. Musk responds yes after Dr. Jack writes, Wall Street is not ready for what Tesla is about to do. These last couple of years have been about getting the printing press in place for production of the new book. Every plot carefully analysed, each chapter carefully edited. Beginning in 2026, it is all about printing and selling the new book. The foundation has been laid. Speaking of Tesla and Tesla short sellers, Musk on a tear, writing, you're still here in response to Dim Chanos. I recently featured this truly hilarious post from Dim Chanos, who, by the way, if you don't know, spent the better part of a decade shorting Tesla stock, getting third-degree financial burns, saying, oh, that hurt, picking up the pieces, healing, shorting again, getting burned again, saying, oh, that hurts, picking up the pieces, healing, shorting the stock again, saying, oh, that hurts, on and on and on for a whole fucking decade. If I didn't know any better, I'd actually think he has a humiliation fetish. So, Gavin Baker responded to this absolutely hilarious and super low IQ post from Dim. Musk chimed in multiple times on this thread. So let's see what Gavin had to say. Yesterday, Dim Chanos posited that Tesla's relatively low capex meant that they were not a serious competitor in real-world AI and robotics. This is exactly the wrong way to look at it, and the implications of this fact are actually positive for Tesla, in my opinion. Tesla's inference definitionally happens in the car, so their customers are effectively paying for the inference compute capex, which is now probably the majority of hyperscaler capex spend. Tesla's capex might be an order of magnitude higher if they had to synthetically generate relevant driving data in a data center. Customers' subsidized vertical integration is beautiful when it's true. Such a genius strategy for Tesla to have customers buy the vehicles to collect the data and train. Genius. This is also why at some point Tesla customers will be able to put their cars into a pool of distributed edge compute and earn money when the car is not driving. Same way that Akamai and Cloudflare are putting single GPUs in their edge nodes. The Tesla fleet, as the world's largest, most distributed CDN for AI and only AI, as obviously can't cache content in cars, is a real possibility. BYD will have a similar opportunity and similar inference cost advantage. Beyond this significant inference cost advantage, Tesla has the second largest coherent Hopper cluster behind only xAI in the world for pre-training. You only need one coherent cluster if it is large enough. Coherent cluster size drives capital efficiency for pre-training. No one has been able to match the xAI and Tesla clusters from a coherence, speed, and cost perspective, with coherence being the most important. This is why Jensen described their data center design and execution as superhuman. Should note that Tesla also has an AO4 cluster for post-training or mid-training, or whatever we are calling it these days. Tesla also has a significant data advantage. I mean, no shit, Sherlock, right? He's talking about the real world data here. Adding that this data advantage further lowers their capitalized training cost. Less synthetic data generation and data sourcing and labeling versus labs training LLMs. This relative capital efficiency as a result of all these advantages, the largest coherent cluster, customers paying for inference, dataset size, and ongoing data generation cost is likely to matter versus robotics and FSD competitors who are less capital efficient. Cost per token is everything for AI. It goes on to point out that Tesla is the lowest cost producer of tokens that matter for FSD and robotics. He continues, AI is the first time in my career that being the low cost producer has mattered, as token quantity effectively drives quality in a reasoning world. I think this dynamic is very underappreciated by the market. Tesla might very well be outcompeted by an FSD competitor. Unlikely from my perspective, but anything is possible. But this will not happen because of their relative capex spend. Skipping ahead just briefly, Gavin writes, questionably I might add, Jim is a smart guy, but I humbly think his AI takes are misinformed. Yeah, he just described as a smart guy the same dude who was actively shorting Tesla stock for the better part of a decade. So Musk's first response to this, exactly. The reason Tesla hasn't yet spent more on AI training is that it wasn't yet the limiting factor for FSD. It will be that for Optimus, so we're building Cortex 2 for training. So Chanos continuing some back and forth here. I just want to skip ahead to an absolute doozy here. He writes, more importantly, at what point do results matter here, Gavin? Tesla began its FSD effort in 2014 claiming big advantages in data collection and usage. Almost 12 years later, they are still at level 2 supervised, the same as many other auto OEMs. Mike responds, the same as other auto OEMs, with some laughing emojis. Claims like this are so stupid, they come off as surreal. Like there's no way you're serious. But he is apparently serious. Yes, you heard it here first, folks. According to Jim Chanos, FSD supervised is exactly the same, identical, and has equivalent capabilities as both Super Cruise by GM and Blue Cruise by Ford. Because rather than looking at the capability of the software itself, in DIM's box-ticking world, you don't actually need to watch the software operating to understand its capabilities. No, you just need to make sure that you're looking at what box it's currently sitting in based on who's liable and responsible. Oh, it's in the level 2 box? Great, well, it's obviously exactly the same. Moron. He adds, Mercedes Drive Pilot is a limited level 3 system. And, this is the good one, I continue to believe that level 4 autonomy will be standard equipment on all vehicles by 2030 to 2032. This was what spurred Elon Musk to ask, you're still here. I saw this great addition to the conversation from Jeff Lutz as well. When you're short of stock, the last thing you want to see are world-class capex efficiency metrics too. We're looking at capital expenditures as a % of sales. Tesla, Meta / Facebook, Amazon, Google, and Apple. The problem for folks like Dim Chanos is they're so emotionally invested in the idea that it's not their fault that they ruined their reputation, destroyed investors' capital, lost catastrophic amounts of money personally as well by actively betting against Tesla, doing the same thing and expecting different results. By the way, the definition of insanity. It's too painful to admit you're a fuckwit and you shouldn't have done it. You made a mistake and you were wrong. So instead, it doesn't matter what evidence you present to Dim. None of it will be even considered. He's always got a response, a deflection. Nowhere in any of this back and forth do I see Chanos at any point say, hey, actually, that's an interesting point about Tesla's customers effectively paying for AI inference. I didn't think about that. Good point. So here's my prediction. Bro is going to speedrun an $8.5 trillion market cap for Dim Chanos on the back of autonomy and humanoid robots. And at that point, we're still going to see posts on X from Mr. Chanos explaining why Tesla's massively overvalued. They're not spending enough capital. The stock price doesn't make sense. It's a cult stock. And also the competition's coming and or already ahead of Tesla. Nothing anyone says or presents to him is going to change the guy's mind. This is psychology 101. It's just too painful for Dim Chanos to admit he was wrong. Elon and or Tesla completely broke the guy. Pun intended. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.